Hello everyone, my name is Joe, welcome to Genius to Joe. Guys, filming in the park today, lovely view. Sorry if the exposure is a bit wrong because the sun's there, I'm in shadow, couldn't find a better place to sit, so I'm here now. Also, sorry for the lack of uploads this week. I didn't really upload any videos this week because I did a couple of photo shoots and I'm still waiting for the film photos because I shot film on those. I'm still waiting for the photos to come back to me. Obviously I can't upload the video without the photos, so I'm just waiting for that, the editing and everything like that. I literally just need to put the photos in the edit and then it's finished, but yeah. But in today's video, I just want to quickly go into the park and talk to you guys about a subject. If you see yourself as a somewhat successful fashion or portrait photographer someday, this video is going to be for you. A lot of you guys most likely have a big, like a dream brand or dream client that you want to work for someday and shoot for, but the only way you're going to be able to shoot for those brands one day is if you keep these brands in mind on every single creative photo shoot you do, no matter how experienced or inexperienced that you are. What do I mean by this? Well, from now on, you need to be super intentional on every single photo shoot that you do if you want to get any clients, let alone your dream client. I've noticed in my photography career, especially of recent, that there's a huge correlation between how intentional I am with my photo shoots and how much money I make as a fashion photographer. Like this time last year, right, I used to book so many different photo shoots with models of like, I'm just like trying random lighting techniques, different color grading techniques, different like, I don't know, like poses or themes and color palettes and all that type of stuff. And obviously I was in like a more experimental phase in my career at the time. I was really trying to find my style and stuff, but because I was trying out all these different things, my portfolio was just everywhere. It was just all over the place. There was no specific style to anything. There was no coherence to it. It was unintentional, to say the least. And a consequence of that was I wasn't landing any clients. Like, yeah, the work that I was creating was quite good in my opinion, right? But it wasn't anything that could attract a client and could get me paid work. Because now, fast forward to today, every single photo shoot I do has a specific style in mind, has a certain intention behind it, it's very planned out, and that has landed me a lot of paid clients recently. I feel like my work now, it has a specific and signature style to it and a look that only I can replicate, which is something that clients would want for their portfolio, branding, their products, or whatever it is. And being intentional just means that you have a specific concept in mind. You have a theme, you have a story that you want to tell in your photos. You also want to know how it's perceived if people, especially clients, see that work. You want to make it look as complete and professional as possible. You know what I mean? That the lighting suits the theme, the color palette is perfect, the location is perfect, the styling works great, etc. And this is something not enough of you guys are doing. You wonder why your photos are bad or why they aren't landing any jobs if they are actually good. It's because it's very inconsistent. Your portfolio is all over the place and there's no intention behind anything that you shoot. You know what I mean? There's no signature style to anything. There's no specific color palette that you like to go for, a specific lighting technique that you like to do. Like you have one shoot which is in a studio, it's super moody and dark and it's like a horror vibe, maybe it's black and white or something. But then you also have a photo shoot where it's outdoors and it's nice and sunny and it's like really colorful and happy for some reason, I don't know why. And you just have these, it's not like a good mix of things where you're showing that you are like, you have a variety in your portfolio. It's not like variety and you have like diversity in it, or this feeling that you can do a lot of good things. It's just like very random. There's a difference between having like different looks in your portfolio, but they still have that style. You know what I mean? Like you see a lot of photographers out there, they have like, especially fashion photographers, you look at their work and it's like, there are photo shoots which are super colorful in a studio and all that type of stuff, but then they do have like the black and white photos and the moodiness to it, right? But they almost still look the same in terms of the style. It still kind of has a signature style added to it, but yours doesn't. Like yours has like, your one shoot is like really good. Like again, I've seen portfolios on Instagram, on YouTube, Instagram, social media and stuff like that, right, on websites, and like they have like one really good photo shoot. Like it's amazing. Like, oh my God, that's like, that can tell that's their style. And the photo shoot before that, or the photo shoot after that, is just like, it's just terrible. Like it is just really lackluster. It doesn't really fit anything that they've done before. It's just like, it's very random, you know what I mean? Again, like, not again, but obviously when you're gonna do photo shoots, not all your photo shoots are gonna land. You're gonna have photo shoots that aren't as good as another photo shoot. That's completely fine. Everyone goes through that, but sometimes it's about, you don't have to publicize it, in my opinion. That's another like side tangent I'm going on here, right? You don't have to upload every single photo shoot that you do. If you do a photo shoot and you feel as if like, oh, it didn't really land properly, it didn't really look that good, and it didn't really suit like your style or what you usually do, it doesn't really fit your portfolio, don't put it in. Like there's this like pressure to put every single photo shoot on your portfolio in there. Like you don't have to upload every single photo you do. You know what I mean? Like if you feel like that photo shoot wasn't that good, don't post it. Don't publicize it. Like I've done photo shoots where that's happened exactly. Like I've done photo shoots where I've done the photo shoot, the photos turned out all right, I guess. They're cool, they're technically good, but nothing that I think is like, oh, amazing. I'm really proud of that. So I literally don't upload them. Like I edit the photo, send it to the model, but I don't really care. I'm just gonna like, I'll just leave it. Like I won't post it or anything like that. I probably just remove them off my hard drive probably, right? And just don't upload them. Brands and clients wanna hire you for you, your signature style that no one else can replicate. But if they can't see that in your portfolio, you're not gonna get those emails asking you to book you for shoots. And in my opinion, the best way to keep like a coherent style in your portfolio is by thoroughly planning out all of your photo shoots. Guys, we need to stop like booking shoots with models like a week before, a couple of days before, rocking up to the location and just being like, okay, like what photo should I do? Like you're just freestyling it basically, you know what I mean? You don't have a specific vision in mind. Because these types of photo shoots will not get you far, to be honest, guys. You're not gonna get that big dream client if all your photo shoots are just like that willy-nilly stuff where it's just like, oh, I'm gonna rock up the set, take some photos, I don't know what's going on, right? Like shoots that will take you far are ones that are thoroughly planned out. You have a lighting mood board, you have styling references, makeup references, you know what color palette you want to go for, you have a shot list, you have poses in mind, you have you know exactly what kit you want to use, there's a location and you have a reason why you want to go into this location. Everything is super intentional and meaningful. And you may be asking yourself, why should I do all this planning for a photo shoot? Isn't it just photos? It's not like film when you have to like do all this treatment stuff and all these shot lists and everything like that. Like, guys, you almost have to treat your photo shoots like it's a film. You know what I mean? Like create that shot list, create that extensive pre-production phase, because the one thing that differentiates you from the pros is their attention to detail and their planning. You know what I mean? You think these shoots on Vogue and stuff like that, right? You think the photographers and the stylists and the makeup artist and like the model just rocked up to the set one day. I was like, let's take some photos. Like, no. These photos turned out really good because there's an extensive pre-production phase beforehand. You don't see it, but there's an extensive planning phase beforehand. They're planning the shot list, they're planning the schedule, they're planning, okay, what location should we go to? What styling should we have because of this? What makeup should we have because of this? What lenses should we have because of this, right? There's attention to every single detail in the photo shoots. No matter how big or small the photo shoot is, you need to do this. Like obviously you're not going to shoot for Vogue, well, at least right now you're not shooting for Vogue, right? So you might think, well, I'm not shooting for Vogue, so why should I do it? Like it doesn't matter, guys, because the only way you're going to be able to shoot for Vogue one day is if you take the shoots that you do right now that seriously. Like right now, you need to take every single photo shoot that you do as serious as if Vogue was going to hire you. You need to go that serious if you want to start creating work that will take you far in this industry. Because it all goes back to the main point. I don't know if I even said this at the start of the video, but it's think big, shoot big, and then you will land big clients. That is how it works. If you don't treat your current photo shoots that seriously because you think, oh, like Vogue is like 10 years away, right? Because you're thinking like that, you're never going to create work that people want to hire you for. And ever since I started to take all my photo shoots super seriously, I have landed more clients than I ever have in my photography career. I made more money than I've ever had. And like, I've been doing this for a couple of years now, right? And only in like the last few months have I landed like 95% of my clients, right? Because of the work that I'm creating recently, the work that I've been creating recently. Everything's planned out. There's a lighting plan planned out. There's a styling reference, there's makeup, there's a client in mind. And because of that, I'm creating work that people want to hire me for. If I'm going to quickly discuss my mindset before I go into a photo shoot, it's not aimless. Like, I know exactly what's going to happen. I know what lighting I want to do if I'm in a studio. I know what backdrop I want to have. I know what the model's going to wear because I've made styling references of what they should wear. I know what poses, what shots I want to get because I made a shot list. I know what the color palette's going to be. Maybe even know how to grade it afterwards. Like, know exactly what cameras and lenses I want to use. Everything like that. Like, everything is intentional and none of it is freestyle basically. So if you do have a dream client in mind and you want to eventually work for them, even if it is years away, you need to start preparing for it right now. So let's say right now you want to shoot for Nike someday. From now on, you only want to do shoots that Nike would want to see, or what Dior would want to see, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, New Balance, Adidas would want to see. Look at what these brands are already creating. Look at what they're already creating and then see how you can put your own twist on it. And then start thoroughly planning out your own photo shoot so you can visualize what it will look like, and then start by creating work that clients want to see and these brands want to see. And if you want to learn more about what goes into the perfect pre-production phase in your photo shoots, guys, top links in the description below is my free online community, Photo Genius Academy. And when you join, you get access to my portfolio mastery course, the first module for completely free, which goes into detail into how I prepare for my photo shoots and tell you how you can make the perfect presentation, how to find your concept for the photo shoot, and much more. And this is the knowledge that I wish I had when I first started out. So guys, if you want to check that out, just click the top link below and you can join today for completely free. And obviously, I haven't landed that big dream client just yet, but I know I can say with confidence that like in the very near future, by like this time next year or even the end of this year, that I will land my first big dream clients because it's because of the work that I'm currently creating. Obviously now I don't do as many creative shoots as I used to do, but the shoots I am doing are super intentional, and I'm thinking about my dream brands or clients, and I'm thinking about what work that I could create around that. I have to put myself in their perspective, right? Let's say they were like stalking me and they were looking over my portfolio and they're keeping a good eye on it. I'll think to myself, what would they want to see from me if they were wanting to hire me? I mean, what would they want to? What type of work that should I create for them to be like, oh yeah, that's the shoot that made me want to hire you, basically. I'm making sure I'm putting my own style and experiment on every shoot I do, while also keeping it consistent and having a technically good look too, right? I'm thinking big and I'm shooting big to eventually land big. Because guys, I speak to too many like portrait and fashion photographers through my previous coaching program and for my current paid online community, Photo Genius University, which is second link below, by the way, if you want my personal training, right? Quick plug there, but I speak to those people on Zoom calls and on phone calls and stuff like that, right? And they all have like a dream client or their dream like thing they want to do someday. They're like, oh, I wish I could do like Nike editorials, Dior editorials, Louis Vuitton, that'd be amazing. And it's like, you want to do that, that is great. But they're not taking the action steps right now to eventually land that client. They think it's like, oh, it's too far away, that's like 10 plus years away. I don't need to think about that right now. I'm just gonna take like little shitty photos. Like, no, you need to think right now, what is your dream client? Is it Nike? Okay, start by creating shoots right now that would eventually attract Nike. You have to put the grind in right now to eventually land those clients. They have this limited belief of like, oh, Adidas will never hire me, so whatever, right? And because they have that limiting belief, they're not taking their photography that seriously. They're just going, okay, I'll just take a couple of photos and see if I can improve. But no, you almost have to think about it. You have to think right now. It's like, oh yeah, Adidas is gonna hire me. You almost treat your like photography career right now as if like you're in a competition with everyone. You kind of are really, right? You're in a competition with everyone, right? To see who can get that big client. You know what I mean? You have to start by creating work now that would attract those big clients. Like every photo shoot that I do, I'm thinking of a big brand in mind. I recently just did a photo shoot as like for like an Adidas. It was an Adidas spec ad, right? Who do you think I had in mind for that shoot? Obviously Adidas, right? I literally created that shoot specifically for like Adidas to see the shoot. Maybe I could email someone at their team or something like that, show them the photos, introduce myself and see what they think. Or if it's not Adidas specifically, it could be other brands, like other sports brands, similar with a similar aesthetic. You know what I mean? Like, you might think that's ridiculous. Like, you don't expect to get hired by Adidas if you're just making a photo shoot on them. But that's what you gotta do. You gotta bite the bullet. You gotta really like take that risk. Is that really a risk? I don't know, but you gotta really go out there and put your name out there. People don't know. People are not gonna know who you are just through Instagram. You have to make photo shoots for brands, send them the photos, and then get it. Like for me, for example, I did a Doc Martens spec ad back in like September for Doc Martens, if it's like a boot brand, right? And I literally did the photo shoot, and like as soon as I finished the photos, I went on Instagram, searching Doc Martens, and I literally DM'd the official Doc Martens account with the photos saying, I just shot this editorial for you guys, what do you think of the photos? And they literally responded to the message. Like, they didn't say anything crazy. They were just like, oh yeah, this is great, thank you so much, this is amazing, we'll definitely contact you about any future work. I haven't had any future contacts from them, but you know what I mean? the fact that I still did that, the fact that I went out of my way to like actually DM them, or again, if I found an email from their marketing team or something like that and I emailed them the photos, at least they knew who I am now. At least they know who I am. Maybe they forgot about me, whatever, but at least I've tried. A lot of you guys are not even trying. You just think like, oh, Adidas is way beyond my like goals. This is like, that's too far away. And you never create work that they would want to hire you for. So you're never going to land those clients. How do you think these fashion photographers get those big jobs? It's because they're creating work right now and before they landed those big jobs to eventually land those big jobs. They have those clients in mind. They have that client in mind and going, I want to get hired by Nike. They're manifesting it. I'm going to get hired by Dior someday. I'm going to get hired by Louis Vuitton someday. So they're making every single photo shoot they do is naturally just going to have that specific style to it, and it's going to be it's something like a client magnet, basically. By all means, right, if you barely know how your camera works, you barely know how the settings work, you barely know like your composition skills, like you can barely like compose an image or anything like that, right? Fair enough. Like obviously then if you're in those really beginning stages, go out there and experiment. Go do like 5-6 photo shoots a month, right? Just like take random photos to read, because you need to learn the basics first, right? Really make sure the camera is within you. Like you need to go beyond, you need to get to that stage where like you don't have to think about composition. Like when I'm taking photos, I don't have to think about composition. I'm just like, it just comes natural to me. So obviously I don't have to think about this stuff. But once you've gone past those beginning stages, which I'm assuming most of you guys who're watching this video have gone past those beginning stages, you need to stop doing these willy-nilly types of photo shoots where you're just like booking a shoot with a model and being like, oh, do you want to just go shoot in the park or something? We can take some cool photos. Like, guys, that is not going to get you any work if you're doing those type of photo shoots. And I know too many photographers with too much experience that do that. Like I used to do that. But now I've sworn against that now. Like I never do a photo shoot like in the park or something like that, going like, oh, do you want to do a little photo shoot in the park? We get like, maybe wear something like this and I'll take some cool photos of you. Like, no, guys, we need to plan. We need to make sure all of our photo shoots almost feel as if like we're shooting for Vogue. We need to plan it out, get the styling right, the makeup right, maybe even source a team, source a makeup artist, source a stylist, maybe even a producer, a creative director, getting big teams for it, making sure your photo shoots are super intentional. Like I've said for the 20th time in this video, make sure they're intentional. Don't just freestyle. Basically that, I swear against that. Do not freestyle on your photo shoots. Don't rock up to set being like, don't even know what you're gonna do, but you're just gonna figure out on the day. Like that's ridiculous. That is never gonna get you paid work. So yeah, just don't do that. Now, because we're near the end of the video, I'm gonna give you an action step that I want you to do straight after you've watched this video, right? And that is, think of your dream brand, think of your dream client, and then see what type of work, what type of photographs they are creating or what other photographers are creating for them at the moment. It doesn't matter what it is. It can be as big as Dior, Gucci, it doesn't matter. Pick a brand, and then again, search what they're creating, right? What I'll do is go like, put the brand name, so let's say Dior, and then put editorial, Dior editorial, Nike editorial, or lookbook, Nike lookbook, whatever it is, creative lookbook, and see what they're creating. And then, like I said earlier, put your own twist on it. Maybe it's like maybe they shoot this certain type of model, but you want to switch it up. Maybe they always shoot white models, for example, and you want to shoot a black model, but for that brand. Or let's say they always do studio stuff, but you think that you could do something very similar or even better on a location like this, for example. Do something like that. Maybe have a different lighting technique that they don't usually use. Do something like that, but still kind of like, what's the word? Still kind of relate back to those original photos that you saw. Basically use them as like a reference photo, basically. Use it as reference to what you want to create in your next photo shoot concept. And then think of a photo shoot concept and plan it out. Maybe even do a spec ad. Maybe actually buy the clothes or buy the shoes and show it off. Pretend as if like Adidas or any of these brands actually hired you to do a little photo shoot for them, right? Do something like that. Again, get your brain working a little bit. Think of something really creative that you could create. Make a lighting plan, make a location plan, the styling, what's the styling going to be, what's the makeup going to be, what's the hair going to be, or to make a casting direction, maybe on a certain type of model for that shoot. Think about all that type of stuff. And again, guys, top link in the description below is my free training, which will tell you exactly what you need to do to plan out the perfect photo shoot. And yeah, just make sure you have that brand in mind every time you're creating a photo shoot concept. So guys, I hope this advice I gave you in this video helped, and I hope that I gave you a new insight into how you can approach your portfolio from now on, because guys, I want you to start creating work that is not only just good. Like I used to create work that was good, but it wouldn't land any clients. So I want you to create work that is not only technically good and great, but also work that is impactful and that will land you those big clients or just clients in general. Again, like the work that I'm creating right now hasn't yet landed me like this massive like job for Adidas and that, but it has landed me a lot of paid work. And once you want more personal training about your photography and you want me as your personal coach, your photography coach, guys, just click the second link below. It's my paid community, Photogenius University. You get obviously one-to-one coaching with me alongside knowledge that I wish I had when I first started doing portrait photography. So yeah, guys, that is second link below, and obviously don't forget to check out the top link below, which is the free online community if you don't want to pay me just yet, obviously. Anyway, guys, that is it for the video. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys found this useful. Like, subscribe, comment, click on any of these videos here to learn more about portrait photography, and I'll see you next time, guys. Goodbye. It's very windy. Goodbye.